Hello everyone, this is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and this is your Aries New Moon Oracle for March 24th, 2020, and it's at 1:28 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the main thing about that is that we're going to be feeling this new moon energy Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. And so there's three things that I really wanted to go over with this new moon, why it's so powerful. This is probably one of the most powerful new moons I've seen in a very long time. And there's really three reasons for that. So the first reason why this new moon is powerful, well, Aries is the first sign in the Zodiac. It is the archetype of the warrior, the strong identity that we all carry. And so wherever that Aries energy is in your chart is going to show you where during this lunar cycle you want to be aware of and where you want to set intention for your whole year, because we have the new astrological year happening every year when the sun moves into Aries, and then at the new moon it's really that time to set intention for the whole next lunar cycles up until again we get to the new moon in Aries. So look back to last year at this time if you can. You can even, find things that you wrote from that time period and really be aware of the difference of where you were at then and where you're at now to understand where you want to kind of move forward. If you don't already have where's my planner? If you don't already have your planetary planner, they're on super sale right now with the promo code SPRINGIN, and it has all this great information and ways to set intention, and it goes over each astrological season, so to speak. So I'll show you really quickly. Aries season, it goes over, and then all the journal prompts for Aries season, depending on where that falls into your chart. Where is Aries in your chart? What house or houses does it lie in? So that's that. And really it's a great time to set new intentions. So dream big, really get it on paper, write it, speak it, make your vision board. This is the time to really be in a place of manifesting. And at the same time, there's all this other stuff happening in the collective. And so let's get into the transits that are happening that also make this a very big new moon. The main thing is that we have the sun and the moon on the same degree, squaring within a degree, squaring the nodes of the moon. And it's squaring the north node in Cancer and the south node in Capricorn. That cycle, I have a whole other video on my YouTube about the Cancer Capricorn nodal cycle, and it'd be interesting to go back and watch that and see, because I go through each house and go and see how that's been for you, because we are wrapping that up. So I think it's really interesting that we have this new moon squaring the nodes right before, so in 2 months, less than 2 months now, we will have the north node moving from Cancer into Gemini, and I'll have a whole other video on that soon. But basically, we are still with this Cancer North Node, and this new moon is showing us there's still work to be done there, obviously. And Cancer is all about nurturing, it's mothering, it's the divine feminine of like that soft, gooey love, and that love that we need to have for ourselves in order to love others, in order to nurture others. And so our collective dharma is there still right now into nurturing each other and really caring for each other and all those things. And whenever we have a square to the nodes, the square is showing us a conflict. So the new moon is in conflict with how to move forward in that nurturing, caring way. And then it's also squaring the south node in Capricorn, and that's like the pullback, the energy that wants us to stay in judgment and fear and density and kind of trusting that the system has our back, that kind of thing. That's the conflict that we're in, is how to move forward in that nurturing, really sweet feminine way, and how to not get pulled back into judgment, fear, and us against them mindset of Capricorn. With this new moon squaring both of those, the conflict is in how can we, within our own identity and our own self, embody more of that moving forward, nurturing, caring, kind energy. So it's a really, really interesting time with all the things that are happening right now. And I won't go into all those things, but I will just say that what an amazing time to do the inner work while this outer work is also happening, so that we can move forward together stronger than ever, right? The other thing that's happening is that this new moon is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, and Black Moon Lilith. I call her the ride or die bitch. And both of those have feminine aspects. And I'm actually hosting a free new moon meditation visualization on Tuesday. I'll post the link below if you want to join me. I'm going to try and make this more brief, so I'm going to keep moving, but I will be doing that because this is the time to really activate the divine feminine within us all. Chiron I want to talk about, though, because this is so interesting. So Chiron, the story of Chiron is that Chiron was shot with a poisonous arrow in his left foot, which is the divine feminine, is the left side of the body, and the foot is our connection. If you think about the feet, they connect us into the magnetization, the healing power of the earth. And they also connect us into other realms. So like the Pisces rules the feet, and we have all these reflexology points on our feet. Like, it's just how we connect into deep wisdom of the earth, but also deeper than that, wisdom from the astral realm. So the fact that he has this wound, and he's immortal, Chiron, and so he is in pain. And so because he's in pain, he comes up with all these healing modalities that he uses on others and helps others to heal, but he can't heal himself. And at a certain point, this is like, there's so much about Chiron that I could go into. Chiron also, he evolves out of what the centaurs, like centaurs get a bad rap. I don't know if you guys know much about Greek mythology, but they're partiers, they're seedy, like kind of misogynistic and do gross things, and just like, it's like the worst side of humanity, and they're half animal, right? So Chiron evolved out of that and passed that to help humans and help them heal. So it's really interesting at this time where we're seeing the best and the worst in humanity. And finally, Chiron gives up his immortality because he's in pain, but also to help the humans get the power of fire back, where they had lost that right to the fire. So he brings the fire back, which, as you all know, fire is very healing. The interesting thing is that Aries is a fire sign, and this new moon is a fire new moon. So anytime we have the fire new moons, we're going to be feeling that internal deep fire within, that deep passion for change, for inspiration, for forward movement. And so to have Chiron here at this time, super powerful for evolving and growing into our own truth and helping others around us. So that's really cool. The other element here is Black Moon Lilith, which again is that divine feminine of keeping us away from our deep internal truth through shame, guilt, and repression. So thinking about the ways that we've repressed our own power, repressed our own desires and our own passion within ourselves, and this new moon is that opportunity to heal and grow past that. Black Moon Lilith was the first wife of Adam, and in mythology, the first wife of Adam, and she would not be submissive to Adam. She wanted to be an equal partner to Adam, and she wanted to be in her sexual power. She wanted to express herself, and she was shunned, and Adam took a younger, more malleable bride. And Black Moon Lilith, there's all sorts of scary stories associated with her that they used to keep women from their sensuality and their personal power through tapping into their own sensuality. So at this time, we're really being asked to heal that, to look at that, to lean in more to our divine feminine and to our divine truth, and really move forward in a new way because of leaning into that truth. There's so much more I want to say. Lastly, I'm just going to say that we also have a trine from the South Node in Capricorn to Uranus in Taurus. And so Taurus is the sudden change maker. We will see him again active at the full moon when I talk about the full moon in Libra. But just to know that change is happening, and we are changing our stories about what's possible and all of that. It's all coming into focus about where we have been kind of blind to our own dualities, our own beliefs about the others versus ourselves, and really being able to heal that and look at that in a new way. Also with government and that kind of thing, like literally the whole system, I believe, is going to be changing, and part of this is leaning more into the divine feminine. So I'm really excited about our future together, people, and let's just stay in that place of positivity. And lastly, I just want to say, with this new moon in 4 degrees of Aries, you really want to be aware of your own truth and being okay with whatever that truth is on a day-to-day basis. It might change, but really the best way to do this is through quieting the mind, through getting in nature, through taking care of your mental space, and really being aware of what information you're allowing to manipulate your own personal truth. Because it's more important than ever that we stay positive and that we stay in our place of self-integrity and self-awareness. So be aware of what you're putting out into the universe at this time, and be aware of what you're taking in. And this is also has to do with Mercury being in Pisces and Neptune being in Pisces, and they're going to come up to conjunct each other. Mercury is going to come up to conjunct Neptune. And so this is about our boundaries and like what we're allowing to come through and not come through. So being aware of that at this time is super important. And Saturn is also newly into Aquarius. I have a whole other video on that you can check out. And it is creating a interesting sextile to this new moon as well. So that has to do with free thinking too, and creating form around our own personal reality with what's happening. Have a great day, guys. Bye.